do, I just want to give a little background of Hanukkah. And I know all of you must have heard of the story with the Maccabees growing up. We've heard it over and over again. But I want to take us even back, even further to the original source of Hanukkah that maybe some of you have heard of, maybe some of you haven't. But I think it's a great intention to start our practice with. So there's lots of opinions as to what the source of Hanukkah is in the Torah. As you know, we're Jews. And some people say it's actually the burning bush because it's similar to the menorah. It was a light that was alive without consuming, and it didn't have to destroy to live. I'm going to tell you another opinion that it's actually further back in the original story of the lights, which was back in Gan Eden when Adam was experiencing his very first winter. And this is all written out in the Gemara, but I think it's an awesome story. So Adam was in Gan Eden experiencing his first winter, and he noticed every day the light was diminishing. So there was more and more darkness, the days were getting shorter. And naturally, he thought that the world was ending, right? Because the light was diminishing. And because of his sin, he thought this was um, near his end. And he was freaked out, as he should be. And he was fasting and praying and crying. And he thought the world would go back to tohu, back to a state of chaos. And then 3 months later, it was Rosh Chodesh Tevet, which, if any of you guys don't know, today is Rosh Chodesh Tevet. So this is awesome that it just corresponds perfectly. But it was on Rosh Chodesh Tevet that he noticed an extra glimmer of light. It was the winter solstice, and he noticed just a moment more of sunlight and of daylight. And he was so relieved and ecstatic that the world was not ending. And he realized, okay, this is the way of the world. The light diminishes and then the light returns and expands gradually. And then he celebrated for 8 days. And this was the original celebration of the lights. And I think it's important to go back there and remember that even today, when we're in times of darkness or confusion and we feel hopeless, which many of us do right now, that it's part of the fabric of the cycles of time. And we know that there'll always be a returning light and an even deeper light. And actually, the light of the menorah is known as the Or HaGanuz. And this means the hidden light because it's the light that is really shining from the deepest of places, that only from the darkness this light emerges, and it's through the lights of the menorah. And I don't know if anyone's counted all of the candles that we light throughout the whole holiday. Has anyone counted before? If they're a nerd like me? Anyone know? Okay, so over the whole holiday, we light 36 lights, and 36 corresponds to the 36 hours that Adam was in Gan Eden. And it was this Or HaGanuz that was created in the Garden of Eden that is revealed in the menorah. So our sages say that when we gaze into the lights, we're really looking at this primordial light of creation. And it takes us back to this time of pureness when we were just one with our soul and it was just the essence. Um, and so I hope that through this candle meditation, we can return here. And that being said, we're both bringing in the light of the menorah and we're bringing in the light of the new moon this month, the new moon of Tevet. So a lot of this practice will be just the themes of light and setting intentions for the new moon. So if everyone wants to find a seat by the menorah or bring a candle, I'm going to bring my candle. And we'll just start with a soft meditation. And actually, there's many meditations on the lights from the Zohar. So a lot of this is taken from our Jewish sources. So just start by finding a seat and gazing into the flames. Just calming the mind through this gentle dance, the sway of the flickering flames. Maybe beginning to notice the flickering sounds. Maybe gazing into the colors, the soft movement, the texture. And just soften the gaze, soften the body. And just imagine this light as purifying the eyes, the vision, allowing us to see deeper forms of unity and divinity. And just absorbing the flames and listening to their story. And now we'll start to take some inhales, bringing the light of the flame into the body, inviting this clear, warm light. And then on the exhale, releasing any darkness, pockets of stuckness, tension, anger, release it through the exhale. So continue on your own breath to inhale, bringing in the light, and exhaling the darkness. Now, if you're not already, you can find a comfortable seat and start some music and continue this breath of light through the practice. So we'll start by bringing our sit bones onto the mat, inhaling this breath of light up to the sky. Exhale, bring it in. A few more like this on your own breath. Beautiful. Now we'll lift on the inhale and exhale. Bring that right hand parallel to you. Drop the shoulder and open the whole side body, bringing that breath of light from the left sit bone all the way up through the fingertips.
Open your arms, release the bound. Open your skies, erase all clouds.
And we'll exhale to center. Bring the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, left palm comes parallel to the sit bone. Fingers up and over. Widen into that side bend. Can everyone hear me all right? Can I have a thumbs up? Okay, nice. And we'll come back to center and just start circling around the center point. So bringing the light to the front of the heart. And then on the exhale, expanding through the back of the heart. Closing the eyes and just tuning into this wisdom of the body. And we'll circle the other way, moving the breath around. And we'll just pause, press the heart forward, shoulders slide together in the back. And then exhale, bring the navel towards the back, press through the back of the heart. A few more like this on your own.
Open your arms, release the bound. Open your skies, erase all clouds. Open our hearts.
From here, we'll come to all fours. And instead of our linear cat-cows, we're going to bring that lunar element into the flow and just circle however your body feels. Maybe dropping the elbows, deepening into the hips. And we so often live above the collarbones in that linear thinking, rational mind. So just drop the awareness into the body, more lunar, receptive, feminine flow. Continue with the breath of light. And circle all the way back briefly into child's pose, and then all the way to the left, sinking the hips forward. So big circles on the mat. And circling the other way. Where is there spaciousness in the body? Where is the lightness, the vitality? And from here, we'll press through the right heel, opening the back calf, and float the heel up, left arm forward. Engage that core. Navel lifts as we lengthen through the fingertips. Soften the gaze like you're looking at the candle. Exhale, float it down. Other side, press through the left heel. Left heel lifts and right arm reaches forward. Belly lift in and up. And exhale, float it down. From here, we'll lift the knees, sink back into the first down dog. And just pedal out the feet, sinking into this posture, noticing what's arising now. Maybe gazing right and left under the arms. And then we'll find a moment of stillness, pressing the heart towards the thighs. Expand the belly on the inhale, relax it on the exhale. On the bottom of that exhale, we'll float the right leg to the sky. Top of the thigh faces downwards. Step it through to the front of the mat and we'll lift to a high lunge. And here we'll just start to circle as if we're painting a new moon around us. We're painting this aura of light. Inhale to the sky. Bring the arms forward and exhale, we'll twist to the right. Pressing through the palms. Lengthen through the crown of the head as we deepen through that front leg. The bottom of the exhale, lift to the sky, float the arms down, step it back to down dog. 2 deep breaths here. On the bottom of your next exhale, float the left leg to the sky. And then step it on through to the front of the mat, coming up into high lunge. This time, as we paint our new moons around us, think of a word, an energy for this month that you wish to step into. Oh, connection, tranquility, peace, whatever it is that you want to infuse your new moon with. And lift the arms to the sky. Inhale, and then exhale to twist to the left. Reaching through the fingertips, drawing that left shoulder back. Find the breath. And we'll inhale the hands to the sky. This time, exhale, we'll step it forward, hands to heart center. So we're going to start a vinyasa sequence. We'll go through 3 times. And the theme will be, the word Hanukkah actually means dedication. So Hanukkah is when we celebrated the rededication of the Holy Temple. And we're going to dedicate this first vinyasa to our inner temple. So this first one will be for ourself, turning off this fire, it's heating up. So we'll inhale the hands to the sky, and as an act of service to yourself, forward fold, hands to the mat. Deepen the knees to really lengthen the whole back, palms to the ground. Letting anything stuck in the mind, anything heavy from this past month that you wish to release, let it go from the crown of the head. Maybe we'll start to rock a little bit. And then inhale to flat back. Hands come to the top of the thighs or the shins. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll bring the hands to the mat as we step back into plank. Find your navel and imagine a fire right under the navel. This is your Hara center of all-knowingness, your willingness to show up for yourself again and again, to take the higher path, even though it's not always easy. When we celebrate this, press through the heels, and then we'll lower all the way down to the mat, or knees, chest, chin. Hug the elbows into the body as we peel the heart off the mat. Maybe we'll lift all the way to upward facing dog, tilt the top of the pelvis forward, shoulder blades slide together. Lift the knees, sink back to down dog. We'll inhale, right leg floats to the sky. Exhale, step it through. This time we'll soften the knee to the ground. Deepen into the hips. This juiciness of the hips. This place of fluidity and creativity. It's actually the month, the mazal of the Gedi, the goat. So really bringing that playfulness into the practice. And then we'll exhale, walking back, lengthening the leg and fold. Inhale, walk forward to the front of the mat. And exhale, we'll twist to the right. Maybe your palm is to the sky, maybe you reach back for the foot behind you. Softening the muscles of the face. Release that back foot, sweep the arm up and over. Lift the back knee and we'll step forward, forward fold. The bottom of your exhale will start to roll up. Inhale, hands come to the sky. Right into the other side, we'll exhale. Hands through the heart, back to down, forward fold, and we'll step back into plank. Bring the knees down or lower all the way to the mat. Hug the elbows in for cobra or upward facing dog. Open the throat and exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. On the inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, foot comes forward, soften the knee. Shoulder blades pull together. Exhale, walk it back. Curl the toes towards the chest. And we'll walk it forward, right palm plants to the mat. Sweep the left arm up into a twist. Maybe reaching back behind you. Release and sweep the arm forward. Back knee lifts. Step to the front of the mat and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we'll come to standing, inhaling, hands over the head, and then right hand to the heart, left hand to the hara. Breathing into the fullness of your hands. This next round will be for someone else. So who do you want to carry in your heart today? Close the eyes and visualize this person. I just heard a weird thing on my earphones. Can everyone still hear me? Okay. So this next round is dedicated to someone maybe that needs an extra light in their life, a little extra dedication. Bring them to mind. And then bring them into the heart. This next round is for them. Inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale, sweep it down. As if we're releasing some of their burden, let something go. Inhale, flat back. Crown of the head reaches forward as the sit bones reach back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it into plank and lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Shine, love, light, whatever this person needs. Give it to them. And exhale, sink it back. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Knee comes down. Sink into the hips. Walk the hands back. Pressing through the heel, curling the toes. Sit bone is reaching down. Shoulders away from the ears. Soften. Then we'll walk it forward, twist to the right. Locate the breath, deepen the breath. And release that back foot if you have it. Sweep the arm up and over. Lift that left knee, step it forward, forward fold. And we'll slowly roll up. Reaching to the new moon above us. And right into the other side, exhale, fold. Hands to the front of the mat, step back and lower. Inhale to peel the heart off the floor. Maybe coming to upward dog. Bring awareness to the back of the heart. This is our community, our support. And then lift up and back. Left leg floats. Inhale to reach and exhale, step it through. Sink the hips. Lift through the crown. Walk it back on the exhale. Two breaths here. And we'll walk it on forward, twisting to the left. Lift through the fingertips. Oh, I just had a great shot of my menorah. So soften the face. Release that back foot, float it forward, step it to the front, and we'll roll all the way to standing. Inhaling, hands to the new moon, and exhaling. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. So this last round will be dedicated to the world. And we know that our temple that we are celebrating of the rededication of Hanukkah was built in a way that the light would illuminate outwards, right? The windows were narrow on the inside and wide on the outside. So this next round will be an act of service, how we contribute our light into our communities, into our whole world. So inhale, hands to the sky. And as an act of service, exhale to the ground. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step it into plank. Begin to lower. Elbows hug into the body. And inhale to lift. Exhale, sink it back. And as if we're in a temple that we created, just gaze around at the windows around you. The windows between the feet, the ankle and the wrists. As we're in this inner sanctuary, and we'll inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, step it through. Deepen into the hips. Exhale, walk it back. Lengthen the leg. Soften the shoulders. And then walk it forward. Twist to the right. Release and come forward. Knee lifts, step it up. By now you may not need my cues and you can go along with your own breath to movement. We'll inhale on our last side, exhale, hands through the body. Bow forward, an act of humility, service, of giving. Continue this sequence following your own breath. And instead of coming to the front this time, we'll step back into child's pose. So knees come wide, sink the hips and forehead rests into the earth. And here, just feel where in the body there's spaciousness, vitality. Beautiful. And what corners of the body are beckoning you? And instead of feeling or trying to be in alignment, just feel yourself. Feel the miracle of your vitality. What does the miracle of being alive feel like now? 3 more breaths. And from child's pose, we'll come back onto all fours and setting up for melting heart pose. Our elbows will anchor into the mat, forehead presses into the ground, and the hands, like a flame, is flickering above the skull. Widen the sit bones as you melt the heart, as if your body is a prayer. Three more deep breaths, melting the heart. And then we'll come into Sphinx pose. So forearms are parallel on the mat, hands like menorahs, and really just soften the sacrum and anchor through the top of the pelvis. And Tevet, if anyone has studied about this month, it's an intensely difficult month. The sense is the month of anger. It's a chaotic energy of Esav. There's a lot of difficult emotions in this month. So let's just bring something that we're going through that's maybe difficult at the moment into the heart. Whether it's anxiety or depression or anger, any strong feeling, bring it into the heart and let's acknowledge it here together. It's a struggle. Let it breathe a bit. And for me, it helps that I'm not alone and it's just part of the cyclical calendar. It's part of the nature of the world. And from the belly, we'll breathe on the inhale into the heart. So this place of the belly is contentment. Our heart center is our home, our knowingness. So the inhale, we breathe into the heart, and the exhale from the heart to the belly. So allow these two wisdom centers to intermingle with each other, to communicate. Continue to peel the heart forward, sternum spreads, continue with the breath. And from here we'll go into a full body prostration. So resting the heart on the mat, resting the belly on the mat. Just an act of humility and honoring this earth below us. And then we'll roll onto the back. We'll bring the knees into the chest. And here we'll imagine really our higher self that we wish to step into this month. So we're in the shape of a seed. We're planting seeds for this new month. A new you. What does she or he breathe like, and talk like, and walk like, and feel like? This month has a lot of difficulty in it, but if we harness all of this intensity into the right direction and channel it, we can really step into a higher version of ourselves. And we'll extend the left leg forward, continuing to bring that right knee towards the chest. And we'll bring it up and over the body. Right arm extends from the shoulder. Finding the breath, expanding the belly. And starting to trust the ground below us. When our body trusts, it begins to open. And when it opens, we begin to experience the miracles in every moment. And bring that right knee into the chest and the left. Give yourself a hug. Coming back into the seat of yourself, maybe a cruise of oil. And then extending the right leg. Bringing the knee over the body and gazing over the left shoulder. Actually, the numerical value of the word for Hanukkah is the same as guf, which means body. So it's really through the body that we can experience the light of Hanukkah and these deep miracles that really occur in every breath. So just breathing into this realm of miracles. And what would it be like if we lived as if our body was a miracle? Each breath was miraculous. And we'll bring both knees into the chest, and then we'll extend wide, opening into final relaxation. You through the Shavasana, and if you haven't noticed, the root of the word Shavasana is actually Shabbat, because it's this place of being, overdoing. We're entering into the realm of receptive experience and appreciation, and letting the practice integrate. So soften into the ground beneath you. And we'll start to imagine the body as an entire night sky. So darkness through the body. have this visualization, we'll create a small flame of light beneath the skin of the forehead, right between the brow. This is the third eye center, the da'as, our deep awareness of divinity. And bring a point of light here to just illuminate the space around the mind's eye. So imagining your mind beginning to wake up to this divine light. Thoughts of clarity, of unity, higher awareness. What would it be like if our mind was illuminated? And we'll begin to drop the awareness into the heart space. Imagining a small flame in the center of the heart. This intimacy center. Imagining the heart beginning to widen and open with a warm, blissful, inviting light. Just sit with this feeling of a wide, open heart. Drop the awareness into the low belly. We mentioned a few times this practice of Vihara, this place of deep intuition, of all-knowingness. Bringing this flame, this candle of godly light into this place, right under the navel, the abdomen, as if you're returning to your deepest home within. And beginning to fill the whole low belly up with just light and contentment, feeling of ease, serenity. Start to breathe in this light from the low belly. In each breath, we transform into a full biome of light. All of our cells open and ignite into vessels of light. The power of imagination. Keep breathing. Start to wiggle the fingertips and the toes, maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles. Bringing back the miracle of movement into the body. The miracle of merely existing, of being alive right now together in this strange but awesome time. And at your own pace, you can come up to a seated, taking your time. we'll bring both hands together. This time we'll bring the lightness and the darkness in unity. I really think that Hanukkah is celebrating stepping into our own shadows, our own darkness, and not being afraid of it, not trying to push it away, but experiencing it and really finding a deeper form of light that comes from those difficult emotions, from those difficult interactions. And I don't know about you guys, but I've talked to so many of my friends, and we're all struggling right now with it could feel isolating, but it's really prevalent in this time. So I want to honor the light and darkness in me and the light and darkness in you. And thank you for showing up and being honest with yourself and with each other.